of a PowerPoint with all of you, and as it says up there, I am Doni St. Amour, and I consider myself a servant leader, and I'd like to share just a few ideas with Taylor School District. First of all, I thought that it would be important for me to share some things that I consider to be what would be challenges for a new superintendent. And the areas that I took a look at were enrollment, budget, and student achievement. Now, something important about enrollment is the fact that in this district, there's actually about 7,000 students that have chosen other districts nearby. That's a lot of students. However, on the right side, there's actually 3,000 students that have chosen to come here from other places. So if we actually just took some time to do some things with marketing and celebrating the things that we do here, and captured even 500 or 1,000 of those students back, we could have a dramatic impact on the very next item, which is budget. Because this district has actually captured about 100 students over the last couple of years in a row, and so if we kept working on that, we could really change the current budget situation. Because I know the district has actually been in a situation where they had to do some cuts, and that's not fun for anyone. So when you're in a situation where you're looking at you have to cut the budget back, then that can impact everyone. It can impact community, it can impact staff, and it can impact students and programs. The next area to look at is student achievement. And it's true that the bottom 30% of students here are in a deficit with their achievement. There's also a couple of subgroups that are struggling as well. And so for a new superintendent, when he or she looks at this district, that person may see that there are some definite concerns and some things that would have to be addressed right off the get-go. So this movie, Pursuit of Happiness, there's a particular scene in the movie that I'd just kind of like to recreate for us for a moment. Even if you haven't seen it, I'm going to let you know what happened. So Will Smith, his name's Chris in the movie, and he is down and out. He is homeless. He is trying to make ends meet. He's having a hard time. His wife has left him. He is taking care of his young son. And him and his young son are at the basketball court. And his son is all about, I'm going to be a basketball star. And he's taking shots. And Will basically says to him, you know what? I know you're doing this. I know you're trying. But I want you to know that I was never anything but average. So that means that you're probably only ever going to be anything but average. And at that point, his son grabs the ball, takes it, puts it in a plastic bag. And that moment, Will has like an aha. And he stands up taller, and he talks to his son, and he gives the coolest speech ever. And it's a go-get-it speech. And he tells his son, he says, I don't care who the person is, whether it's me, whether it's someone you don't know, someone you trust, whomever, don't ever let anyone squash your dreams. If you want to do something, you go get it. And so even though I showed you those 3 areas of challenge, it doesn't mean that this district can't go get it. It doesn't mean that every student here isn't of the capability to go and get whatever he or she wants to accomplish. And so, having said that, I want to talk about celebrations. There's so much going on here that's exciting. As someone coming from another district that was challenged and we had to use all of our resources to get anything done, I looked at all of the amazing staff that's here. Such a talented, amazing group of people. In addition to that, there's programs that other districts are only dreaming of doing. You have an academy, you have alternative education, you have early college. All of these things that other districts are just kind of like throwing out there and saying, could we ever do this? So there's amazing things happening right here, right now. And the thing you've already said our kids come first. That's an agreement. That's your vision statement. That's your mission. Nobody's arguing about that. In some districts, people are still wondering, who's first? And here you've already decided it's kids. So here's another movie. This is what drew me, honestly, to Taylor. You want to be innovative. So why did I pick this Apollo 13 to talk about with you? Well, if you've not seen this movie, I can still recreate it for you, I promise. So they're up there, and they can't come home. And they're running out of oxygen. And what are they going to do? So we're in the control room, and they're saying, there's a problem. Houston, we have a problem. However, we want to recreate that. And they talk about square peg, round hole. So the only way they're going to bring them back is if they can create something up there with a whole pile of supplies that is all they have, and it looks like on the table a bunch of junk. And these engineers, they say, we're going to get this done. They hold up this big thing that's a square, and they hold up this other thing that's round, and they say, gentlemen, we have to find a way to make this square fit into a hole that's shaped like this, and it's round. And they all say, we're going to do it. And so the reason I choose that is because despite a budget deficit, despite the fact that we have other students choosing to go other places, we can still pool our resources, pull ourselves together and collaborate, and become the downriver school of choice. We have the staff to do it. We have the supportive board to do it. We can get it done. So what I want to end with is to tell you that as a superintendent, I have the curriculum experience. I've worked with others to look and see where our gaps and holes and how do you solve them. I also understand budgets. I know that it can be difficult to make cuts, but I also know you can balance programs and you can bring people together and make the right decisions for kids. And I'm also an innovative person. I've created programs with others in other districts that have made a difference for students. So I would like to say to you that I'm eager to work with the Taylor staff and the board and the community to do what's best for the students here and put students first and make a difference. So thank you so much for letting me have this time to present to you. I really appreciate it very much.
Okay, we'll get reset up.